So this is Stump in newer Gorilla Tag. Very complex elevator thingy, canyons, caves, wardrobe, forest, computer, game VR of the day, VR station, the map changers over here, and then city new blocks. Now, if we go to city, we'll see clouds. And this is the new city that took place. If you go and you look over here, you'll find the voting system, parkour, ranked, Metro City, critters, and mountains. And again, if you go over here, you'll see the political system where you can vote. For example, would you rather play hide and seek in dense jungle or crowded city? Crowded city. And we had the old beach map. In the actual city, you will see monkey blocks. And in there, you'll also find the scavenge, like the prop hunt. You'll find prop hunt. So now we'll look at forest. Now finally leaving Stump, we have forest, and if you already couldn't notice, a bunch of things that aren't here in old Gorilla Tag. For example, the signs. We don't have signs in new Gorilla Tag. A hole in the wall for the skateboard map. Another hole for the weird football map. And a secret tunnel is open for beach. Also, another thing old Gorilla Tag doesn't have is this out here for the bundles. That's not a thing. And if I'm not wrong, older Gorilla Tag never had a siren until the music update. And that's pretty much everything missing in, well, forest. Now we're going to move on to canyons. So, changes in canyons are dramatic. We never had ropes to get around. We never had any of these things, like any of the construction pieces. There was really never any rope up here either. There was no zip lines. And if I am not wrong, this was never in old Gorilla Tag. Oh, in old Gorilla Tag 2. There was never that weird rectangle one right there. And that's honestly, nope, never mind. And there was never any targets in old canyons. Anyways, that's pretty much canyons now in newer Gorilla Tag. And I don't really think we need to talk about caves, because caves had a dramatic change from old Gorilla Tag to now, and nothing looks similar, so we don't need to talk about it. On to older Gorilla Tag. So as soon as we spawn in,
Oh my god, what is that? Oh my god! What is that?
you can see massive difference. There's the code of conduct on this side instead of this side. The message of the day is now sitting on here. And instead of right here, it's the game modes are right there and the computer is right here. And now What is that? And now, if we walk in city, you will notice there is no clouds. Clouds is not a thing yet. And the cosmetics are no longer in here. They're always put in there. But yeah, so the newer cosmetics are never put in here anymore. And if you see, this is not even a thing anymore. It's not even placed anywhere in city. And now if you walk into here, you will see the an older layout. The glasses are here instead of all the way up there. The normal basic hats are right here. And so are these. The pins are right here, and the old OG early access sits in the back. And now if we go in here, you will see that my head is for some reason right there. And that I'm very tall for some reason. But the thing I want to point out is the graphics are really bad on here. And there is no monkey blocks. And no... keep forgetting what it's called. You know what it is. You know what I'm talking about. The prop hunt. Yes. You will see there is no mountains, no sewer, no political voting system, no competitive. Only the OG cosmetics. It was only made for cosmetics, nothing else. Now, we will move on to Forest. Don't mind the slides, that's the update that this game is in. But you will see there is absolutely no targets. And also one thing you can see is that there is no hole in the wall for skate park or one for the football map. And one thing you might notice is that all the designs are more simple now. All the designs are way more simple than they are in Gorilla Tag now. Everything's more dim and more basic. Slide transition. Wee. Oh, 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 oh. This takes a while. Yeah. Okay. One other thing you can see is that there's no red walls like in New Gorilla Tag, and that beach is not open. Beach is no open. So if you see, it is way easier to get on a map now that there is no red walls. But still, holy slap. But, oh, I was wrong. I guess there was Siren in old Gorilla Tag. But now we are going to move on to canyons. Right off the bat, you can see it is way more basic than nowadays canyons. And I guess I was wrong. I guess that was always there. I guess I just never noticed it. But, again, you will notice how much simpler it was in old canyons. Much more, simple. The colors weren't that, colorful like in New Gorilla Tag. It was more dim. And there is no massive building blocks, ropes, or the little zip lines. So much more basic, and to me, much better than nowadays canyons. And now we are going to check out OG mines. Buckle up, this is about to get terrifying. I'm being dead serious, I really do not want to go in here. It is actually scary. Here is OG Mines. It's honestly way better. I remember this is where everybody would teach you how to wall run because it is slanted. So you can run up. But anyways, obviously there's no waterfall that takes you down here. It is big. And honestly, I'm not going to go in mines, number one, because it's scary. And number two, because it stayed the same. But one thing they took out was the OG piano. Okay, I'm gonna play Giga Chad theme song real quick. Hold up. Hold up. I'm absolute magician, you know? Like, I'm a musician. But, yeah. And I almost forgot to answer the question. I would rather prefer old Gorilla Tag than new Gorilla Tag any day of the week. Like, old Gorilla Tag superior. That is old Gorilla Tag versus new Gorilla Tag. I really hope you subscribe, trying to hit 1,000 subscribers. And yeah, thank you guys for watching and have a great rest of your day. Goodbye.